Greetings, I am the Sassy Green Garden Diva, and tonight we are here with Dr. Baruch.
That's right.
Dr. Baruch Yehudah.
Dr. Baruch Ben Yehudah.
Dr. Baruch Ben Yehudah. And I'm going to let Dr. Baruch tell you a little bit about himself. You probably remember him from Michael Baisden's show, but I'm going to let him give you some of his history and just let you know how great he is.
That's hard for me to do. But thank you very much for having me here. And I am Dr. Baruch. I've been in the Washington, D.C. area all of my life. Born and raised, and in 1995 decided that I needed to work in our community to provide more information and even a viable food source to our community members that seemingly were being disserved and underserved. So I opened up Everlasting Life, and we've been in business now. This is our 19th year, and we've had great success. We look forward to expanding. As you mentioned, I've been on the Michael Baisden show, I've been on other national radio and television shows, primarily speaking on health and wellness or relationships. I kind of do both, and I think they all kind of mesh together. I am, let's see, as I said, the CEO and founder of the organization here, and another one of our major focuses is ensuring that people get the education that they need in order to make all of this make sense. So we went on and I pursued getting the information in my head in the form of a Naturopathic Doctorate Degree, so that I could then be empowered to educate others about health and wellness. I'm the father of 4 fine children, a son and 3 daughters, and look forward to doing many great things in the DC metropolitan area, and one of them coming up in the not too distant future is that we'll be opening up a location in Tacoma Park. Yes.
When is that going to happen?
Well, it should be happening on the 1st of January. I'm pushing everybody to get on it.
What a birthday present.
Okay. Yes, indeed.
And tell me, what school did you go to? You were
Went
in
to
school
Bishop
overseas.
McNamara.
But you went to school overseas though, right?
Yes, I went to the School of the Prophets at Jerusalem.
Wow, and how long were you there?
Well, it was a long period of time in that because I wasn't there on campus. I was there studying primarily abroad from what we call distance learning. So we're looking at let's say about 3 or 4 years that we were there. Yeah. Although I did visit many times during that period of time.
That's awesome, terrific. So we were, I think, a number of the people that are followers on my vlog, which is the Sassy Green Garden Diva, we are looking at promoting health, wellness, well-being, longevity, making better choices in the things that we provide ourselves with nutrition in. And I just thought no better person than Dr. Baruch to help us gain a little bit more insight. So I was talking to Dr. Baruch last night, and I've got this philosophy, and this is just my own little brain clicking away, half a mouse working away back there. But I have this theory that portion control is a useless tool in weight loss. And I say that because when we start using portion control, we're using portion control against foods we should not even be eating in the first place. And I think when our body, when our bodies signal us that we are hungry, we need to learn, because we don't know. We need to learn that our body is telling us, I need nutrition. Not that double cheeseburger, not the large fries and the Diet Coke, but I need nutrition. And we have to identify what nutrition is. Is it, just a quarter of a double cheeseburger, or is it a nice leafy salad, a nice kale salad with beets and pomegranate? We have to identify what nutrition is, and once we do that, then we're free. Then we're eating in a portion control free zone. So Dr. Baruch, please tell me your thoughts on my little.
Well, I think it's a part of the whole formula. I think the strategy that I hear a lot of people use and the reasoning that they use for eating unhealthy is they say, well, everything in moderation. And I think the portion and moderation conversation has a lot less credibility when consuming that which you shouldn't be eating in the first place. So we shouldn't be eating something. We shouldn't be eating it in moderation. We shouldn't be eating any portion of it. So we need to separate from that altogether. And one of the reasons why we tend to make that decision to eat those things is because of how we feel about ourselves. If you felt better about yourself, you would make better choices for yourself. If you felt better about yourself, then things that don't qualify for going into your body, they wouldn't make it into your body. So you have to, again, got to really qualify what goes into your body, and it's got to be based on how you feel about yourself. And that's a big issue in all of this. We don't feel good enough about ourselves to make the best decision. That's why people are very prone to that, moderation conversation, because they say, well, it's all right, everything in moderation is cool. I think all things that we consume should be good. And if you consume all the good things, then you find yourself not having as much of a challenge with regard to weight management or disease prevention or trying to figure out how to live longer. Those things don't become so challenging.
I agree so much with everything that you said. Now, in terms of weight loss, I hear people trying to use tricks. For instance, drink 8 ounces of water before you eat and then you'll feel full. But then they also say don't drink water because it'll interfere with the digestion process. Do these tricks work?
Sure, if you drink water, you will have the sensation of being full. However, the idea behind consuming something that's going to fill you up is probably better achieved when you fill yourself up with fiber. So the fiber that you can fill yourself up with would be like psyllium husk. You take psyllium husk and you mix that with water, you consume that, and now you filled up your body with fiber. So your stomach's really full.
Right. So there are some tricks, I guess, that work, but for me, I guess I've kind of identified that the only trick that worked for me was that when my body said I was hungry, I needed to put in some real nutrition. Water didn't work for me. It made me feel uncomfortable, kind of. And coming from 265 pounds down to 197 pounds, that's kind of what worked for me. And filling up on oatmeal and things like that. What do you suggest to people as tips and tricks? Now, one you just said was psyllium and water.
Yeah. So if you want to lose weight, the things that you want to stop consuming are, you're going to want to stop consuming the sugary foods, especially the sugary beverages. You're going to want to stop consuming the oily foods, which has become a mainstay in our community. You got to cut that out. And that's going to make a big difference. Then you want to, as you alluded to earlier, you don't want to drink while you're eating because you dilute the hydrochloric acid, which slows down the proper digestion of the food. You want to allow your stomach to maintain its heat and concentration. When you do that, then it breaks down the food much easier, much better, and much quicker. When you dilute it, especially with a cold beverage, then you now cool the stomach down, and the stomach is the one hot organ, acidic organ inside of the body. It needs to maintain that in order to properly digest. So you want to maintain that. And then you want to get away from the white foods. You want to get away from the fried foods.
So you've told us about cutting out oils and fats in our diets, but there are some good fats, right? What are those?
You have to maintain fat, and the fats that we need, because the body needs fat. The body needs essential fatty acids. Omega-3 is the big one that we need, and that's why you find a whole lot of talk about flax oil and hemp oil and chia seeds. The benefits we're getting from the omega-3s there because the body needs that fat in order to support the protection of the brain, the protection of the central nervous system, and the whole central nervous system throughout. So there's great benefit there. So, we can't do away with all fats, but most of the fat that we need, we're already consuming in the basic food substances that we're consuming when we eat healthy. When you don't eat healthy, then that stuff either gets cooked out, it gets stripped away, so you're not getting it. So the best way to do is to eat healthy. If you do supplement, sure, you want to make sure that you're not getting your supplements from your typical grocery stores, your typical department stores. You don't want to go to the corner store, the drug store. You want to go to a health food, business that really focuses on making sure that there's a quality of nutrition that's going to be bioavailable to you. So going out and getting some of the more commonly known multivitamins it's pretty well documented that that is not going to make you necessarily healthier, and you're not going to receive the benefit of those vitamins in it because they are not bioavailable. Therefore, you will not assimilate.
Bioavailable means they won't be absorbed properly.
They are not available to the body. They're not available. They're not alive. They're synthetic.
So you need live, bioavailable nutrients and minerals.
That's right. And the best way to get it is in food form. But in fact, now the food in America has been damaged so much so that you don't get it in the concentration levels that you need. So that's why supplementation is probably necessary.
Okay. Now, I've been on the fence about soy products. Tell me what you think about soy.
Soy products are a transition, a point of transition. So if you stopped eating pork, beef, chicken, and fish, then soy becomes the next point of transition. You go through that, and then you're on to the next level. But it's not a destination. It's a point of transition on your road to eating healthy.
Okay, so soy is not a point of destination. It's just to help you transition. And then ultimately you are on a 100% plant-based diet.
That's right.
Okay. Now, can you give me the definition of vegetarian? Does that include eggs, dairy?
Only if you can grow an egg off of a tree and pull it off like an eggplant. Yeah, you can do that. But
You know,
no.
and it's so simple to me, and I try to explain it. I say, when I think of vegetable-based diet or plant-based diet, I think of vegetation, and eggs don't grow out in the wild.
No, they don't.
And if you knew how those eggs came out and where they came from, you probably wouldn't want to continue to eat those eggs anyway. But it's a process we have to move through, and but we just need to know that that is not the end goal. So I wanted to touch on the part about the soy. Do you all do classes here?
Sure we do. We do classes.
Is it on your calendar or your website?
On our Facebook page. We do classes. We do free preparation classes. All of them are free, but most of them are free.
Okay, and what is your website and your Facebook page?
The website is everlastinglife.net. Again, everlastinglife.net. And the Facebook page is Everlasting Life Restaurant. So it's facebook.com/everlastinglife-restaurant.
And I wanted to share with you, Dr. Baruch does have this particular book out. And this one is called We Bring You the Food for Life Cookbook by Dr. Baruch. But there's another one that we called Live for Life.
No, we have a video series called Eat the Cure. And then we have another book called The Keys to Mastering Nature's First Law. And we have another called The Keys to Mastering the Phenomenal You.
And all of these can be found on your website, right?
Yep, or here at the store.
Okay, and are you going to be back on the radio anytime soon, or?
We're looking to do our own broadcast. So we're building a studio here so that we can broadcast and be out on the internet. That seems to be the way terrestrial radio is going, that everybody's going onto the internet, so we're going to go there with them.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, well, there's also, have you heard of Blog Talk Radio?
Oh, yeah, worked out?
Yeah, so until you get there, you can do that as well, too.
Sure.
I've done that. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So it's pretty easy. So, Dr. Baruch, someone who is struggling with weight, and we always say, I've tried everything. I have tried everything. What do you say to that person?
Well, I would say the thing that you're going to have to do is you're going to stop drinking your sugars. If you want something sugar, then you're going to need to eat it. It makes it easier on the body to properly process. So don't drink anything sweet. But we went through the other things that we've got to do. Oily foods, if you remove oil and sugar from your diet, you're going to start losing weight daily, like 1 to 2 pounds a day. You got to stop doing the fried foods, again, oil. You got to stop doing the white foods. Most of our white foods are enriched and processed and starched, and they're so heavily processed that the body doesn't recognize them. So it takes longer to process that which has been enriched and processed that way. Of course, get physical activity. Go outside, walk around the track a couple of times, walk around the neighborhood, do as much as you can to be physically active. And you're literally going to watch your pants fall off of you. Your shirts are going to fall off of you. You're going to need to get a tailor to get your clothes changed, because you're going to find that your body is going to make the adaptation now that you're not consuming that which is so challenging for it to properly absorb.
So stop drinking your calories, and we do that when we buy the double soy latte chai macchiato drinks and when we drink that Pepsi, I don't want to say any brand, but when we drink those sodas, and especially when we drink the diet sodas, I mean, you may not be getting a lot of sugar in with the diet sodas, but in case you didn't know, when you consume aspartame, that is metabolized as formaldehyde in the body, which is not a good thing. So, I think the key is eating whole foods that are whole just as they are, that are not processed, foods that don't contain additives, preservatives, just get it as clean as possible. Because the things that they're putting in the foods now, when you agree, they're blowing us up.
Right, on purpose.
Yeah.
It's documented that if you want to create a fat mouse, you give the mouse MSG. And they say that the induced obesity on a mouse, the best way to achieve that is with MSG. So they already knew that. That's what was going to happen with humans, as well as all these other toxins that we're taking, and our bodies are so overwhelmed. The body just is protecting itself from the toxins. So if you're eating dead animal flesh, if you're eating the MSGs, the artificial flavors, colors, and preservatives, if you're eating all those toxins and you're trying to figure out why you're not losing weight, it's because your body's building up this blubber protection from these toxins. It's got to protect the organs from those chemicals, and that's what it's doing. So it's building up this protection. The more you eat, the more the body protects itself. By nature, it should do that. You would want it to do that, because if those chemicals make it into the organs, then those organs begin to shut down. Now the flip side of that is the organs suffocate because of all the fat. So you have to make the dietary adjustment, eat those foods that, as you said, are whole foods that are found in nature, eat them as they are found in nature. And you will find that you will lose weight. Literally, like I said, over the weekend, you will find yourself losing weight.
Now you said the organs, our bodies build up that layer of blubber to protect us. And aren't our organs a lot bigger than what they should be because of all the processed stuff that we have to filtrate through our liver, our pancreas, gallbladder, and kidneys? And aren't they a lot bigger and inflamed? And
what we have is itis. So we're consuming so much inflammatory food. Our joints are swollen, our organs are swollen. That's why you're hearing illnesses like pancreatitis. When you have that itis at the end, you know that it's inflammation. You have arthritis. That's an inflammation of the heart, the joints and the cartilage in between the joints. So you find that issue so pervasive in our community now, again, because we're consuming so much of that which is acidity and toxin. And that acidity and toxicity that exists in the body sees it as enemy and it sees it as threat, so it attacks it. So you find that, that's part of the natural immune system's response. It is attacking, trying to capture and get rid of these toxicities or these toxins inside of the body. It's just a natural outcome. So we have to start eating that which is healthy, that which is natural, and that which will be identified and properly assimilated by the body.
Wow, yeah. So, there you have it. That's a lot of information. I would love to sit here and pick Dr. Baruch's brain all night, but as you can hear, there is a lot of activity and fun going on here at Everlasting Cafe. Okay, so I am giving a 1 minute cue. We've got 1 minute left, is that it?
Actually, I have one question.
Oh, you have a question? Okay.
Foods with purines.
Excuse me?
Foods with purine.
He's got gout. Foods with purine.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you're going to want to stop the you're going to want to stop the shrimp. You're going to want to stop the chicken. You're going to stop anything with uric acid in it. So that uric acid is why you're getting that pain, and that pain that'll make a big old tough guy like you turn into, you know how you feel. You don't want to step down. But that's the reason why, again, because it's like, it turns to like glass sheets. And so it's cutting. Every time you step down, it's cutting into your flesh. And
really?
It's overwhelming. So what you have to do is you have to pull back on the uric acid, and you have to detox the body of the uric acid. And the best way to detox the blood system is by detoxing the liver. So that's a good place to start. But it does no good if you're going to detox and you just go back and retox. It's no benefit. You might as well just keep on detoxing and taking the drugs that numb your feet so you don't feel it.
That's a good point, because I know a lot of people who are doing these detox programs, the maple syrup and lemon, and which really, to me, I don't know if those aren't real detoxes.
No, they detox the liver.
They
Yeah.
Okay. But when you do those and then you turn around and just eat the same things all over again, and that's why I suggest to people who've had weight loss surgery, who not even have had weight loss surgery, but who have lost some weight, you've got to identify whole nutrition, whole foods. If you don't, you're going to end up putting that weight back on again. And that takes me right back to what I was saying about portion control. We're eating foods we have no business eating. We're eating foods that we should not be eating. And when we do that and we think that we can maintain our weight or control our weight with portion control, not only do we take in less food and our body is still saying that we're still hungry because we only took in that little quarter piece of that burger, not only have we taken in less food, we've taken in even less nutrition because there were empty calories in that food that blew you up in the first place. So that's why I say portion control is of no use if you are serious about losing weight. Okay, I've lost the weight, and I've got another 40 pounds to go, and I'm going to make it. The process is slow, but when the weight comes off, slowly it stays off.
Well, when the weight comes off as a result of a lifestyle change, it stays off. If it comes off as a result of diet, then you're likely to, once you get off the diet, rebound, and now you got all that weight back on. So we encourage you. Crack Donald's, Murder King, and Taco Bell, Wind Disease, and Chokers, and Bow Strangle, and the International House of Pulmonary Heart Disease.
Oh my God!
They don't offer food. So we have to now redefine what is food so that we can begin to consume that which is nutritionally beneficial and not just that which tastes good to the tongue.
I am done. Flatlined, I am done. Dr. Baruch, thank you so much. That was a wonderful ending. So I am the Sassy Green Garden Diva. Stay tuned. We'll be bringing you more information and videos. Thank you for watching.